Alien civilization could use a black hole to generate energy. 50-year-old theory experimentally verified. SciTechDaily. Astronomy, sci-news.com. Astronomy, sci-news.com. Betelgeuse, large spots explain star's recent unusual behavior, scientists say. The Independent. Neptune rains diamonds, and now we might finally know how. Science Alert. A vast garden of soft corals has been discovered off the coast of Greenland. Science Alert. NASA offering $35,000 USD in prizes. Toilet design that works on Moon. Hypebeast. First measurement of spin-orbit alignment for Super Jupiter planet located 63 light-years from Earth. SciTechDaily. Declining eyesight improved by looking at deep red light. Medical Express. NASA's new project lets you take a simulated tour in a Mars rover. Big Think. First person, looking to the skies to understand the climate crisis. UN News.